Moving. Okay, we can move it to the new house. Good morning. It's the first snow of the season on November 1st. I can't believe that we are already getting snow here. It is so exciting. It's crazy to think that there could be snow because just last week it was 70 degrees. I mean, this is classic Ohio weather. Like, you just never know what you're gonna get. But I thought it was so beautiful this morning that I wanted to share with you the backyard covered in snow. Luckily, I think we are still supposed to get some warm weather this weekend. It's supposed to go up to 50 degrees again. So I should, if this gets a chance to melt, be able to come back out here and maybe still get some garden things together before total end of the season, get some things set up for next spring. Yeah, but for now, just wanted to enjoy the beauty of this snowy weather. Let me know where you are watching from, and if you get snow there, what is the earliest that you've seen snow in your area? We're moving. Okay, so time to get this GreenStalk broken down so that we can move it to the new house. I'm gonna reuse some of my boxes from Misfits Market.
If you haven't heard of Misfits Market or Imperfect Foods before, they are a really cool company that rescues food that would otherwise be thrown away, that gets rejected by grocery stores but is perfectly fine and good to eat, and sells it at a discount. I've been using them for a couple of years and I'm really impressed with it, but I also have a ton of boxes left over, so I tend to reuse them in all kinds of creative ways. If you are interested in Misfits Market or Imperfect Produce, I will put a referral code link below so that you can try them out.
Let's see, we'll just trim down a little bit of the foliage. For the strawberries, I'm actually not going to trim them down at all. They're a perennial plant, but everything else I'm going to trim back. Just trimming it down enough to transport it. And we'll do a proper clean up and winterize at the new house. Okay, since we got that frost earlier in the week, I know that some of these things like the nasturtiums are done. Marigolds are probably done for the year. Okay, this is echinacea, that's a perennial, so I'm going to leave that. And look, we got some peppers. We are just moving fast here. I don't know where to put this. I don't know where to put these. Okay. There for now. Okay, got rid of most of these nasturtiums and anything that looks sort of dead. Not really sure what to do with this one, if I'm supposed to cut it back or not at the bottom. So I guess I will. I'll save some of these just in case I wasn't supposed to cut it back, so that we'll have some seeds to replant. Okay, I should be ready to rock and roll. See how heavy these are. Oh.
If you're wondering, they are quite heavy. I would really recommend moving them just one section at a time if you have to move your GreenStalk. I know that some people dump the soil out of them, but I really wanted to try and save the soil for next year's garden and the plants as well. Also on the GreenStalk website, they sell GreenStalk movers, so you can get wheel bases for your GreenStalk or a rotating base, and I think they have a combo too. I am thinking about investing in these perhaps for next year's garden. If you are just moving your GreenStalk from its growing location to its winter location, something like the GreenStalk mover might be right for you.
All right. The last one here. I got it kind of nestled in there so it can't fall out while I'm driving. All right. So getting some basics of tools to go to the new house. Okay. Here are some seeds from the, what is that? Blue mist flower. And a couple of flowers from the mountain mint. We'll put these in a paper bag and save them. Okay, one more tray of seedlings.
Since I had gotten snow earlier in the week, I started to think about what I could do to protect my strawberry plants in the GreenStalk over the winter. I did a little bit of research, so as we're along the way moving, I'll share some tips for how to keep your strawberries safe in their GreenStalk Vertical Garden Tower during the winter months. Doing this will help your plants stick around for a long time and give you a bounty of fruit when the growing season rolls around again.
So we'll call it good for now.
First tip for protecting your GreenStalks of the winter is to move them to a protected location, something like the side of the house or the side of a shed where it could be protected from some wind and cold. I decided to place my GreenStalk next to the side of the house because I thought this was a spot where it might be best protected from rain and snow. Although I wasn't very well protected from faulty steps. So be careful of your tripping hazards. Lucky for me, I had my little garden helper to check on me and make sure that I was okay. Be careful as you're moving these, they are quite heavy. Tip number 2 is to be mindful that plants in containers get colder than plants that are planted in the ground, so you should buy varieties that have a hardiness zone rating of about 2 zones colder than the area where you are. I'm in zone 6, so if any varieties of strawberries that I try to buy next year, I would want them to be hardy up to zone 4. You can also try to cover your GreenStalk in a frost protection cloth on especially cold nights. The GreenStalk company does sell a frost protection cover. It is quite pricey. I'm thinking about maybe trying to DIY one. If you are interested in seeing that, perhaps I could work on that in a future video. Let me know in the comments below. Final tip is to make sure that you're mulching in your plants. It is common knowledge to mulch strawberry plants with straw. I had heard before that that was the origin of the name strawberry, so I decided to give it a quick Google. Apparently, the original etymology comes from the plant being called strewn berry, as if they were strewn about the ground or thrown around the ground because of the way the plants send out runners and spread across the ground. Anyway, I thought that that was interesting, and so I thought I would share. But it is good practice to mulch your strawberries, especially if you're growing them in the ground in rows, with straw. The green stalks are all moved in, but there's still plenty of work to be done in the garden. I was able to move some of the children's play furniture into the yard, and I got it more or less where I think I'd like it, but there are still some other projects I'd like to do before the end of the year, such as tackling the pile of brush in the back of the yard, setting up a compost station, and I'm really watching the sunlight to figure out where exactly I want to place my raised beds.
This area is looking pretty cute so far.
Also on my list is figuring out a care plan for the apple trees. I've never had apple trees in my yard before. If anyone has tips on how to best care for apple trees, and if they need anything in the fall, pruning or mulching, I'm guessing, please let me know. I would definitely appreciate that advice. And of course, the previous owner's garden, most everything is dead now since we've had the frost, but I just haven't had the time to come in and clean it out yet, so that is a project for another day. It is fun to just sort of look in here and see what they had growing, but I certainly will need to deal with this sooner than later. Additionally, another project for a future day, figuring out this rain barrel situation. It seems like there's not only plants growing on top of it, but also possibly some algae growing inside of it. So I think probably I'll have to take it apart, figure out how to clean it, and fix the attachments that attach it to the gutters so that it can be more functional and doesn't collect mosquitoes. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking time to spend time with me in the garden today. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Raina, and I love to share about gardening, cooking, and outdoor adventures. If that sounds like something you might be interested in, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be first to hear about all my upcoming videos. If you have not seen it already, I will link in the cards my empty house tour video that you can watch until my next upload. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.